Hello and welcome back to another year of Frets You Forward and more episodes of Tiger Eye. A lot happened over the summer, including Tiger Eye winning NCSMA awards. We have a new member, Alex Gonzalez, finding out what awards Tiger Eye won and how Tiger Eye got them. But broadcast journalism isn't the only class who won awards over the summer. 4 art students won the 2022 Storm Drain Art Contest. We talked to the winners and Miss Lutz about the competition. Starting off the year with new beginnings and new parking arrangements, reporter Casey West finds out how the student body feels about parking at Ford this year and why these changes were made. So let's go to who has spent the past week behind the scene with the journalism students.
Last year, Tiger Eye News was the only broadcast to win all North Carolina in the North Carolina Scholastic Media Competition. They were awarded #1 in the state for audio, video, editing, and production, among many other things. Brooklyn Best was recognized for her segment on social media, so we asked her about some challenges her and the team faced when creating an episode.
I would say probably it was the worst challenge was audio, because sometimes we wouldn't hit record or the audio would be too soft and you wouldn't be able to hear it. Or you weren't able to hear it, and it was so hard because we would have the footage, but we didn't have the audio to go with it. So we would have to go out and either re-interview people or re-interview a different segment and to get the audio because we didn't have that. I would say that was the main challenge.
The awards of video, editing, and audio can all be credited to Simone Akel. So we asked her how she learned to edit and what problems can arise in the editing process.
I have never used a Mac before in my life, but Mr. Ferris has taught me, and this is my 3rd semester, I think. So I'm still learning as well, but I'm getting the hang of it. Sometimes there's problems with just trying to get everything to work together, because oftentimes you'll get interviews that aren't as strong as others, and you need to find clips in order to just make everything work well together. And sometimes if there's problems on the filming aspect, it also sets me back. I only have a certain amount of time to edit, and if I'm getting footage like by Friday and I need to edit everything by Friday, it's kind of difficult to get everything done in that time frame.
Heather Wright was awarded #1 in the state for her sports segment, and so we asked her what was so different about this sports segment versus any other segment that she had done, and what advice she has for new, maybe oncoming freshmen and sophomores that would like to join journalism for the first time.
It was my first segment where I actually went out of school to film the segment, so I think that made me take it a little bit more seriously, and I think I really had to put a lot of devotion, a lot of heart into it, and I also had a little more time on that segment than I did others. My advice for any new members is that you take it slow, because it's super easy to make mistakes in this class.
We're very thankful to have received these awards, and we're very thankful to have had the ability to compete in the competitions that we did, and we hope to build upon what we did last year and not only replicate what we did, but improve and do better this year.
Thanks, guys. Speaking of award winners, it's time to learn more about this year's 2022 Storm Drain Art Contest winners.
Last school year in spring, Keep Catawba County Beautiful asked high school art students to participate in a competition. The winners of this competition would go on to paint a mural at Henry Fork River Park. I asked art teacher Ms. Lutz more about the competition.
So the Storm Drain competition came to me in an email, and it was asking for high school teachers to participate or get their students to participate. Keep Catawba County Beautiful, and the theme was draw out or illustrate plants or animals that are native to our area that we would need to protect from litter going down the storm drains.
While students wanted their art to look good, they also had other motivations.
Well, my main goal was to show that you don't want to pollute the fish. So I went with a fish tank design because you wouldn't put trash in your own fish tank, would you?
I feel like it'll just make them feel better about not littering and polluting the park.
Our inspiration to do and love what we do can come from a multitude of different sources. What got you into doing the things that you love can be totally different from what got someone else into doing the same thing.
When I was in the 4th grade, there was a video game franchise that came out, and it really got me hooked, and I really want to make art for it, so that's how I got started into art.
It's just really fun. It's like stress-free. You just kind of move the brush and have fun with it, be creative.
With temperatures rarely dropping below 90 degrees this summer, working outside for any amount of time is sure to be strenuous. As Carmen explains to us, painting those murals was anything but a walk in the park.
It was just a long process. It was really hot, and we ran out of paint a lot, so we had to go back and get more paint.
Thanks, Anthony. It's always great to see creative things going on here at Ford, whether it's winning an art contest or decorating your parking spot for this year. Although painting your parking space might be a little bit different this year, considering the fact that we don't have assigned parking spots. We found out what the Ford student body thinks of the changes and why they were made. Casey?
With a new school year comes new changes. This year in the parking lot, it's first come, first serve. So I went out and discovered why this happened.
The reason we did it was so many students weren't parking where they were supposed to. Even though they had an assigned spot, they were taking each other's spaces. And it got to be a hassle to have to hunt everybody down and teach them how to read again.
Some students have a strong opinion about this new policy.
It's really difficult to stay consistent with your parking spots because I like just going to the same space every day, but I can't if they're unassigned because someone might take that space, so.
I'm a big fan of being able to come in and just pick our own spot. I think it's more fun, and I really don't have to just come and park in the same spot every single day, which I think is nice.
I feel that we don't have assigned parking is better. You don't have to squeeze into one spot. You can, if there's an open spot, you can just find one.
Having the opportunity to park anywhere comes with pros and cons with parking.
If you get here earlier, you can get a better spot. And, you know, if you're a little bit late, there's still, you know, extra spots and you're not taking anyone else's spot and whatnot.
You could have a good spot one day and a bad spot the next day, which sucks. But if you had a bad spot as your permanent spot, then it's pretty nice that you can sometimes get a good one and sometimes, well, have a bad one.
Sometimes looking to park in the same spot every day, there's a car taking it and you just have to look for somewhere else.
After school, I had to go to a meeting at the middle school, so everyone was trying to leave, and I couldn't get out because I needed to go, but everyone was there. So I had to wait, and I was almost late to the meeting because of it.
And now that we don't have the rule where seniors get to leave first, I feel like traffic's a little bit worse than it was last year.
Everyone's trying to leave, and some people don't yield, and it's just, it can be pretty stressful sometimes.
So make sure you come early to school so you have a parking spot, and watch out for cars when you're leaving or coming to school.
Thanks everyone for tuning into this episode, and we hope we'll see you the next.